Okay, this will be an interesting one. Very apt when it comes to photocopiers like Konica Minolta. Let's see how we go with this one. I don't know how big we're going to make this. We'll see how we go. We're just going to remove some of the background because it's going to be... No, we don't want that. We're going to go. We're going to just try and make it look really nice. Copy density, we're just going to lighten it a little. So let's see if we can make this look good. So we're just going to set this silly shitter up. Silly piece of Konica Minolta. Okay. So let's see how we made this silly machine work. What have we got? We got here Wonders of Japan. We got this out of, I think it was a newspaper, but we're going to photocopy this picture. So Wonders of Japan. I'd like to go there. Some toner heads might think that Konica Minolta is a wonder of Japan. I wouldn't be surprised. But basically, Konica Minolta are just another greedy corporation. But I have to have their equipment, otherwise I won't have a photocopier. I know I could choose another brand, but the thing is, I do feel that this is probably the best out of the shit that we have on offer in the industry. The industry is full of shit. The photocopier industry doesn't have any common sense. It's all about the love of money. It's just another... What am I doing there? It's just another greedy, porkish company. There's no fucking responsibility in these companies. They just make money, and Konica Minolta is a huge multinational. I read that it had like 150 countries in its, do we call it a portfolio? I don't understand all this business shit. But basically, it's a huge multinational. It is fucking huge. It was on a video, actually. Now we have to enlarge this. We fucked up. That looks nice colour-wise. Very nice. But basically, the company is just a greedy, money-fucking rort. It's nothing... There's nothing really whiz-bang about the equipment we have. The equipment we have is not whiz-bang. The only thing whiz-bang about this equipment is that the company tries to create a whiz-bang effect. And when you find that companies don't actually... The whiz-bang effect is nothing but a sales and marketing ploy, and you find that it's not all that exciting anyway, well, you sort of become really jaded and you end up criticising the company more often than you can praise it. There's nothing praiseworthy about Konica Minolta. I just have lost my fucking faith. I mean, when I heard that the C754 was going to be released back in 2012, I thought there was a good machine to take over from the old C353, or they call it Info Line, and the new machines were called Info Palette. And basically I found, to my disappointment, when I finally got to work one of those machines, or something similar, I found that it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. The features on the C754, for example, are no different to the actual features on the on a machine like the one I had, the C353. So I'm really disappointed that the company just tries to change the look of the machine, and it just grabs you for a little while, but then you come down to earth and think, fuck, this is not really as good as it was supposed to be. Was it really that good? I mean, it's like, fuck. It's like these companies just try to fucking create that whiz-bang feel, that feeling that this is high technology, that this is the latest cutting edge. And then you realise they've changed the layout of the screen, because the Info Palette is almost identical to this. It works identically, almost, except this has not got a tilt screen. This is a cheap version, I think. You know, less money to spend. People like me who can't afford the more higher end equipments. So basically I'm very disappointed that there's no difference virtually in the old machine. Just the screen layout has changed. They've made it into a flick and drag thing since, of course, the C754 in 2012 or early 2012. So I'm very disappointed with the fact that there's no new features added to this system. There's no new features. There's just the same old shit. It performs much the same, although this machine sometimes goes a bit funny and creates a speckly sort of a result. I think there is a despeckle mode on this machine. The other machines have it. The old C353 had despeckle on it, but I never had any problems with speckling, so the quality of this in some circumstances is a little bit lower than it should be than the old C754. But this is a cheap machine, a bit more than $5,000 brand new, which is what I'm paying off as a bank loan. So I'm not happy with what Shohei Yamana has basically made, or should I say approved. He doesn't actually build them himself. He's a CEO, but he's the one that has the final say, or I believe that to be a responsibility that any CEO should take, is to say yes or no to a product, a product that's going to be put to market. It's got to be, the CEO's got to say, right, this is good, this is no good. And I just get the feelings the CEO, Shohei Yamana, does not care. He doesn't care about the quality, and he let this shit go through. And this machine makes loads of mechanical noises. It's a wonder this thing hasn't broken down yet. And this machine will only last 5 years. So this machine, once it's reached 5 years or thereabouts, it's going to basically not have any spare parts. And I'm not sure about toners and waste toner bottles and shit like that, but I think the consumables are also going to be cut, I assume. I don't know. Quote me. If anyone knows more than I do, please quote me in my comments section. But basically, in the YouTube, but basically, this is all about money. It's all about making money. And the machine is nothing compared to the kind of machine I imagine in the future. You know, an artificially intelligent machine whose hardware lasts 60 years instead of 5 years, and a machine that's designed to be dismantled for recycling once it's reached the end of its usable date after 60 years has elapsed. So it's going to be really good quality. It's going to be a real rugged piece of equipment. It's not going to have too much plastic. I'm going to aim to keep the plastic at about 5% and restrict the plastics to important areas, or areas where only plastic can go, such as insulation, wiring insulation, wiring harnesses and looms and shit like that. None of this plastic everywhere and plastic here and plastic everywhere, and it feels terrible. When you're changing a toner cartridge, it feels like fucking flimsy shit. So to you, Shohei Yamana, I give your machine the middle finger and the thumbs down and the middle finger. So I don't have any respect for you, Shohei. You know, if you don't like me, fine. I don't like you, bitch. So go fuck yourself and your fucking money, because I hate you. Fuck off, Shohei Yamana.